Coming up on Nittany Game Week.
They just really supported us. You heard USA chants all over the town. It was very cool.
Men's hockey coach Guy Godowski leads a team of college players into the prestigious Spengler Cup in Switzerland. Why it's a surreal experience for Coach and the 5 Nittany Lions on the team.
You have to, pay attention to the details and, win loose balls. We got to win rebounds. Stuff like that is going to get us the win.
PSU comes oh so close to knocking off the second-ranked team in the country, Michigan, what makes this gritty performance even more impressive. And it's now less than 2 years until the stadium renovation project is complete. The things fans will notice this fall when they watch a game at West Shore Home Field at Beaver Stadium. This is Nittany Game Week. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nittany Game Week. I'm Todd Sadowski alongside Ryan Yee. While the football team goes into off-season acquisition mode, we drop the puck on our winter sports coverage of the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, it's easy to see why all is well in Hockey Valley these days, Todd. Penn State sports, not just one, but 2 top 10 programs on the ice.
And both experience some international competition and travel. The men's and women's teams are primed for a solid second half of their seasons, and the men's basketball team comes oh so close to a monster upset of number 2 Michigan in our opening drive. We start at Pagula Arena, where the men prepare for a couple of months straight of Big Ten weekend series play, and they come one after the other. 16 consecutive Big Ten conference contests that run through the end of February. The overall record, 12-6 for the 9th-ranked Nittany Lions before they host Minnesota for 2 games in Hockey Valley. The notable influx of talent skyrockets expectations for the blue and white, and that's coming off their best postseason run ever. Bring on the competition, bring on the expectations. They're poised for the second half stretch.
We went to the Frozen Four last year for the very first time, so there's a lot of buzz and expectations that come with that. And then we were very fortunate we were able to recruit some excellent hockey players out of the CHL with the rule change, and there's added expectations with that. So we're in a new place right now. We understand there's a target on our back, but that's Penn State. That's if you're going to compete in a Division I sport at Penn State, that's what you can expect. We're right now ranked in the top 10, and if we can keep this going, we're going to be able to go to the NCAA tournament again.
I think with the preseason expectations, with a lot of new pieces coming in, there's definitely room for kind of a slower start than we wanted, but I think kind of over the break, we had 41 days off in between games that we really found our games and found ourselves, and I think we're in for a big second half here.
PSU split their first series of the new year with RIT, losing in Rochester before riding defenseman Jared Crespo's hat trick at home to win 7-3. And later in the show, our impact interviews are with the men's hockey team and their recent experience in Switzerland as they make history in the Spengler Cup Invitational Tournament. And while the men enjoy the home ice, the women's hockey team is on the road in Erie for a pair of games at Mercyhurst.
Yeah, they continue to elevate to new heights, now all the way up to 4th in the country, 18-3 overall, heading into the weekend, a perfect 9-0 at home and without a blemish in the conference as well. We catch one of their practices this week as they continue their prep work for a strong second half. The Nittany Lions are fresh off of a pair of losses in Columbus to second-ranked Ohio State. The Buckeyes and Wisconsin set the bar when it comes to the women's game, and the recent setbacks were valuable tests for this year's PSU squad. Coach is thrilled to see the steady progress with the right blend of talent and character on and off the ice.
It's a really good feeling as a coach, knowing that you need to show up and guide them to be better, but they're taking care of their motivation, their setting standards and whatnot. So it's changed a lot, and it's due to the players and their buy-in and compete level.
Incredible news for the team star player as well. Senior Tessa Janicki will play in the upcoming Olympics for Team USA. Nittany Game Week will have a feature on Janicki and her Olympic bid in next week's show. PSU fans also enjoying the success on the ice, not exactly so much on the hardwood though.
Well, been a tough time so far in the Big Ten for men's hoops. They've been tough to beat on their home floor, and they give a good scare into the second-ranked team in the country on Tuesday night. That would be Michigan. We go straight to the second half for action from this one. Mike Rhodes has the guys ready to go, even without freshman standout Caden Mingo, who misses the game with an injury. Freddie DeLeon handles the ball in Mingo's absence and delivers an assist down low to Sasa Yanni. Big guy finishes under the basket. The deficit under double digits. They peck away, and in the final minutes, the Nittany Lions will keep the play alive with a board on the offensive glass. Mele Tunga collects it from behind the arc, buries it. Penn State pulls within one. We move to the final seconds. Coach Rhodes draws up the play, and DeLeon holds, and then eventually he will fire. It is slightly off the mark, and that's it. They beat the Wolverines in the BJC in 2013 and 2019 when they were ranked in the top 10, but not this time. The Wolverines hang on in a thriller.
The message was that he was super proud of us the way we played so hard, but just like the little things at the end of the game, even throughout the game, we have to pay attention to the details and win loose balls. We got to win rebounds, stuff like that is going to get us to win more games.
I told these guys, if you have a chance to pull this off, you got to just respond the right way on the next play and the next play. And they're very talented. They're very good. You got to string stops together. They did that. Gave ourselves a chance to win.
Now, the Nittany Lions had another top 10 team from Michigan on the ropes earlier in the year when they lost a close one to number 9 Michigan State.
All right, up next, new football coach Matt Campbell is forming an Iowa State reunion in State College. One of the transfers he locks up is his former QB with the Cyclones. We scout some of the new lines to show you what to expect when they take the field in the fall. More Nittany Game Week is on the way.
The opening drive is sponsored by R&R Express. Every shipment moved contributes to autism research and inclusion through the Excel Foundation. Learn more at wearerr.com. Nittany Game Week is brought to you by West Shore Home, official partner of Penn State football.
Welcome back to Nittany Game Week. This is a transition week for us as we move from the all-football format to our coverage of the winter sports. That does not mean there's no football conversation. In fact, there's so many new lines to talk about on both sides of the ball. We call back Coach Paterno for a scouting report on Penn State's QB1, along with his surrounding cast, and a former Nittany Lions now calling the shots on defense.
Well, Todd, a lot going on in Happy Valley. Every day it's like something's going on, and you got to pay attention. But we want to talk a little bit about the transfer portal and the quarterback position, because this has become a quarterback-driven game. And when you look at the Big Ten right now, you take a look at why the Big Ten is the league, the best league right now. You look at the quarterback play in the Big Ten is better than everybody else's. If you look at the defenses they're playing against in the Big Ten is the best defense-driven league as well. So it tells you the level of play. And if you look at the 4 quarterbacks that are in the semifinals, all 4 of them are among the top 14 in the country in terms of rating. So let's talk about what this looks like for Penn State. So we got to go out and get a quarterback in the portal. And not only do we get a quarterback, we get more. So you got a quarterback here, there's your quarterback, but you got 2 tight ends, 2 wideouts, a running back, a couple of linemen. You're getting a full set of Ginsu knives here. And let's talk about what you can do with that set of Ginsu knives. Yes, you can cut through the steel can. Then you can cut through this tomato, slices this tomato nicely. You can even chop wood with it. And how does that look on the football field? Let's take a look at that. In the backfield, you're going to get quarterback Rocco Brecht, a 3-year starter who's been very effective at Iowa State, and his running mate, a 2-year starter, running back Carson Hansen. But wait, there's more. At tight end, you've got 2 tight ends that are both big, physical guys at 255. One stands 6'7", the other one stands 6'5", 63 catches. A lot of yards for them this year. But wait, there's even more. Now you've got your wideouts. People talked about the wideout situation in Penn State. Iowa State's bringing 2 in with them. 62 catches, over 1,000 yards this year with those 2. So you're getting a complete set of Ginsu knives on this offense. So let's take a look at what this set looks like on film. Here are your 2 tight ends. Here are your 2 wideouts. Here's your running back. Here's your quarterback. And you're going to see they start out with the RPO, like cutting through a steel knife. He reads that as he can hand it off or throw it out here. And now he's going to hit number 0, Sowell, on this one. And you'll see, as a Penn State fan, He's got the ability. He's a 6'3", 200-pounder who can move. Makes that catch in traffic, gets upfield, gets a lot of yards after the catch. Now, how does that look in the run game? Let's take a look at the run game. Here are your two tight ends, same guys. Here are your two wideouts. They're in tight because they're bigger guys that can block. Here's your running back, and you're going to see a very physical run north and south with this running back, and they have to respect the quarterback's ability to run as well. So here's a 3rd and 1. They hand the ball off, and here's what Penn State fans will like. At the point of contact, doesn't go down, drives the pile. Now, all that being said, wait, there is more. Now we go to the drop back pass game. Now you've got tight end, wide receiver, running back. And now this tight end is going to come up over the top, sit there, bring him across, take him behind here and there. And now you got a straight drop back with the quarterback. This is like the chopping wood part of the Ginsu knife. Drops back, hits the big tight end, 6'7", 255, gets upfield, gets down there and gets in the end zone. A lot of run after the catch. So a lot of exciting things to do with this package of cutlery, for lack of a better word. And if all those new things on offense don't excite you enough, let's talk about defense. New defensive coordinator Danton Lynn has arrived in State College. Danton played at Penn State from 2008 to 2011. He knows the situation, knows what he's doing, and has been a great young coach and has shown great improvement. Let's look at what happened to UCLA. UCLA in 2022, before he gets there in 2023, and you see dramatic improvement in all of these major offensive categories. One being the sacks went from 11 to 43, scoring went down, all those things. Those are the things you look for when you hire a guy. Let's talk about what he did at USC. USC in 2023 was a mess defensively. He came in and immediately you saw a steady improvement in year 1 and year 2, but importantly in year 1, because one of the things that happened last year was bringing in a new coordinator. There wasn't that improvement in year 1. That will be different under Danton Lynn. So a lot of things to be excited about as we go forward in Penn State. And for those of you that want to get a set of Ginsu knives, operators are standing by now. Over to you, Todd.
Oh, I know how much fun you had with that segment. Thanks a lot, Coach. A lot to look forward to in the fall of 26. Now, later this month, West Shore home field at Beaver Stadium going to host a pair of outdoor hockey games for the men's and women's hockey teams. During a pregame press conference at the Pinstripe Bowl in New York, Deputy Athletics Director Vinnie James provided an update on the stadium renovation project.
Right now, we remain on schedule, targeting a completion date of fall of 2027. In 2026 season, what our fans can expect to see is you'll actually begin to see the structure of the new west side or the visiting sideline. You'll see that structure come to form. We can see the volume and the magnitude of what that west side will ultimately be.
The total price tag is $700 million, now set to be complete in less than 2 years. Up next, our impact interviews with the men's hockey team, how they describe their international experience at the Spengler Cup in Switzerland, and why the entire trip feels surreal. Nittany Game Week returns after this.
Impact Interview is sponsored by the Pocono Mountains, where small-town charm meets big adventures. Book your trip today by visiting PoconoMountains.com.
We are back on Nittany Game Week. Time for our impact interview. In this case, it's interviews because we had a chance to speak to several members of the men's hockey team about their recent international competition in Switzerland.
I mean, imagine spending the holidays in the Swiss Alps, right, Todd? A surreal experience for 5 of the Nittany Lions: Aiden Fink, Matt DeMarsico, and Mac Godowski, Charlie Serrato, JJ Wiebush, and their coach, Guy Godowski.
And they made history in this tournament that is now over 100 years old. Coach Godowski led a group of college players that were invited to the Spengler Cup to play for the first time.
Takes the shot, he scores! Off the post and in for Charlie Serrato. It's another power play goal. And the Selects are on top 3-2.
International travel in the middle of a season. I mean, there's Olympics going on, there's this, but you guys had the Spengler Cup experience. Did you have any reservations about it, about doing it? Maybe some preconceived notions about it would be like, and then what the experience was really like?
No reservations about doing it whatsoever. There's been a number, growing up in Canada, we used to watch the Spengler Cup live every Christmas. It's telecast live across Canada as well as 20 other countries. So it's an exceptional tournament, and it's something you really want to do. The other part about it was that Davos, Switzerland is just absolutely gorgeous, and it's a bucket item list, whether you get to be in the Spengler Cup or not. So it was a really great experience, no reservations. One of the things that we didn't realize is when we went over there, we were told, hey, Americans sometimes aren't received well, like just keep in mind you're going to be the enemy. But in a very short time, the team did such a great job that all of Davos was sort of took us over as their sweethearts, and they just really supported us. You heard USA chants all over the town. It was very cool.
You didn't do it alone. You had 5 of your guys with you. So to kind of take that much of the chunk of the team, what was that like to experience it all together? It had to be really cool.
We're really blessed that we were able to do that. 2 of them, Aiden Fink, Makadowski, were automatic qualifiers because of they were All-Americans last year, as were I think 4 or 5 other guys on the team. But we were able to take one line in particular. It was important for me that we try to get some sort of synergy, that we knew one line had synergy, and they were great. By the time that we had to make the roster, it was in early November. Those 3 guys were the top scoring line in the nation, so it was an easy choice.
Obvious benefits from off the ice standpoint for kids and college experiences, international travel, that type of thing. Hockey-wise, what do they benefit by seeing that level of competition and now bringing it back to the rest of the team and the rest of the season?
When we went there, we were very curious as to how we were going to do. All of Davos was very curious, and a lot of the NHL was very curious. And I think there was one camp saying that, no, you're not going to be able to compete. You're going to get beat pretty badly. These are big, strong men who every team there had over 1,000 games of NHL players on their team. So they're very experienced. However, what we found out is like, hey, college hockey is pretty darn good. And we had youth on our side, we had aggression on our side, and we used it. So we played a very fun, fast brand of hockey. It was received very well, and what we learned is when you do that, you can play with anybody.
Fink scores! Quick strike off the draw. And it's a 3-goal lead for the Selects here at the Spengler.
What did you want to experience there, and what was it like when you were over in Switzerland?
Kind of reminded me of Banff, Alberta, kind of with the mountains all surrounding the town, and you're having the hockey, the skiing, and all that stuff. So it kind of reminded me at home, but that experience was beautiful, man. I can't put into words how beautiful it was, but it was awesome being over. It was such a good experience, and had a lot of fun.
How familiar were you with the Spengler Cup competition in general, and what kind of honor was that to be asked to play in it, to go out there and see what you could do?
Yeah, Spengler Cup in Canada is a pretty big thing. It's always on TV as there's a Team Canada that goes, so you see it a lot in Canada, and growing up, I would always watch it, and being able to play in it is a huge honor. It's a privilege. So when I heard that I can go over and play in that tournament, I was pretty happy about it. So it was awesome.
Turned some heads over there. These college kids from Penn State and all around. I mean, what was that like? When did you know, like, okay, we can compete with these guys? And what was the reaction from everybody around from the hockey community there?
Going in there is unpredictable. There's no college hockey team that's ever went over to Switzerland or Europe to play a game, so we didn't know what to expect. But our goal was to win it, and I think that's everyone's goal. And going in there, playing Team Canada first game, we kind of got our feet under ourselves a little bit in that first period, and we kind of knew it right off the bat that we'd be able to play there. And I thought the tournament went really well. I thought we played really well, and one bounce led to another, and it didn't go our way. So but it was an awesome experience.
Did you get to see the Swiss Alps? What did you experience in Switzerland, Matt, that was so cool and that you bring back from an international experience as a college student?
I mean, it was awesome. I mean, kind of some of the scenes we saw were almost out of a movie. We took the gondola up to the top of the mountain in the Swiss Alps, and I just really couldn't believe it. It was awesome just being up there, the scenery. Honestly, the people and the food, everything was just so amazing, even away from hockey. And everything from the rink, the hospitality, the town, I just had such an awesome experience, and it was just one of the things that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
To experience this together with some of your teammates, I mean, it always enhances it when you get a chance to do that. What was that like to not only just play with them, but to gain that experience together and now bring that back to PSU?
Oh, it was awesome. I think when you're joining a new team, having friends that you know before is very helpful, and I think just kind of having a solid foundation with the Penn State guys really helped, but we also got to know guys from other teams and really create a bond over there. But I think just with the guys from Penn State, it helped us create a special bond coming over there and then coming back here to finish the season.
That is just beautiful hockey right there.
What an amazing opportunity for the players and coach. Seems like they have opened the door for other college standouts to receive an invite to the Spengler Cup in the future. And make sure you go to NittanyGameWeek.com for all of our Impact interviews along with our other web exclusive content. Don't go anywhere. Still to come, we announce this week's Dean's List of top performances by Penn State athletes. And we always include our pride picks. We'll tell you how you can see your fan picks on the show. We're heading into the final minutes on Nittany Game Week.
Penn State wrestling has another opportunity to show they are the greatest wrestling dynasty in college history. The Nittany Lions tallied their 77th consecutive dual meet victory just before Christmas. That broke the NCAA Division I record of 76 set by Oklahoma State back in 1951. They're currently tied with Division II St. Cloud State for the NCAA record, with a chance to break that when they return to the mat against Rutgers in Rec Hall this weekend. And with football in the rearview mirror, our Nittany Game Week Dean's List is back to give a shout out to some standout Penn State athletes. We talked about them before, but players on the men's hockey team have been making waves. First and foremost, Gavin McKenna collecting some hardware on the international stage, bringing back a bronze medal from World Juniors with Team Canada. But here at home, some other players too were showing out. In fact, it was a Nittany Lions sweep for the Big Ten. 3 stars of the week, with Jared Crespo named first star, Charlie Serrato second, and Aiden Fink third. And last but not least, we'd love to highlight some former Penn State starters as well. Women's soccer alumna inks her first pro contract, joining the NWSL's Kansas City Current. That is Amelia White, who will be playing on the pro stage. Awesome stuff by the PSU athletes on this week's Dean's List.
Thank you, Ryan. Some things remain exactly the same for our winter and spring shows, and that includes our Nittany Connect network of businesses. We're partnering with businesses that support the show and let our viewers know about their great products and professional services. The Nittany Connect network, just one of the many things you can check out on our website, NittanyGameWeek.com. Airtimes for all of our network of stations. Previous episodes and interviews all can be found at one convenient location, NittanyGameWeek.com.
And while you're visiting the website, make sure to submit your tailgating and game picks from any Penn State sporting event you happen to attend. Or if you just want to show off your fan gear, we always finish with some pride picks to show us your spirit.
All right, for Ryan and Jay, I'm Todd. Thanks so much for watching Nittany Game Week. We'll see you next time.